Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
You may increase your risk of infections and lower your... Yeah.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, sorry about that. Our technical problems bleed over to the After the Show podcast, too. So it's not just the regular show. We want to share our technical problems with everybody.
Yes, it should be equally annoying for the broadcast and podcast people.
That's right. So there you go. All right, Denny's scrambling around trying to figure out what's going on now.
That's how Denny stays so thin. He's always
Yeah, it is. He's on that bad equipment diet.
He's on that stress, oh, fuck, the equipment's broke again diet.
Yeah, there he goes. So I apologize for a little hiccup, but here we go. It's a Monday. What's going on? Hello, and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. We totally dodged a bullet with that hurricane. That was a non-factor over the weekend. Not bad at all. Happy to see that.
My favorite part of the weekend was seeing the local meteorologist get into fights with people on Twitter. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, because, people were upset saying, hey, put on the regular programming. There's stuff I want to watch. There's nothing to see here. If something important happens, then let us know or run a scroll.
Right, but that's not the meteorologist's call. That's the higher ups call. So don't yell at your Mike Lyons or your Steve Weagle because they can't help it.
Well, I think that was just one of the many different things that were getting under their skin. I did see that fight break off, and I think some people really give the weather people a bunch of shit when they're saying we're having a storm, and No, we're not. Never mind. People take it personal, which is ridiculous.
It is really stupid.
It's really dumb.
If you're mad we didn't get a hurricane, you're an asshole.
And I can see how that would get under your skin if you were a weather person.
But check yourself. If you're mad we didn't get a hurricane, you're insane.
No, I'm saying I can see it being annoyed if you are a Steve Weagle. Someone blowing you up about the storm not coming. Like, fuck you.
The person blowing you up is just ridiculous. And just keep in mind, everybody's being an idiot right now with all this corona stress.
But it got to some of them because they were clapping.
Yeah, I did see a couple clapbacks as well. Yeah, I get it.
I loved it. Give it to him. Give it to him back.
We're all wound tight right now. You don't know what you're going to get.
I'd be a dicky weather person, too.
Yeah, people are definitely well and tight. There's just some stories, Bird and I were even talking off the air earlier about one of them. Just being like, how do you make that decision? Like, why would you do that?
That guy that, shot the person because they messed up the order at Burger King.
In Orlando. His girlfriend.
Because the order was slow.
His girlfriend comes and gets him, and he's probably like, I'm a big shot. And he pulls out a gun and says, you got 2 minutes. He must have watched like some kind of spaghetti western. And he's like, all right, 2 minutes are up. And he blasts the guy that works there at the drive-in.
And do you think he's sitting in jail today going, what the shit did I do with my life? I just ruined my life for what? Because my Whopper was taken slow?
It's over, yeah. I mean, it's over. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They got you and you're nailed and, boom. If you're lucky, you're looking at least 25 years, maybe longer. And it's like, that girl's not going to be around.
Happened in Florida, you're going to be in there for a while.
You're just like, how would you get to that point?
That's when I think like people are momentarily possessed to do something like that. Momentarily possessed by evil forces, and then they snap out of it and probably go, oh my gosh, what did I just do?
Or he's just an asshole. And how do you know he has nothing in his system and he's an asshole and you've got that coupled together? Or he's been an asshole for his whole life And he's on. You don't know what's going on with these people. And then he's got bad news going on in his life, and then he snaps.
Yeah.
You never know.
I don't know. I like the momentary possession, but you like drugs. To each his own.
Well, the ones that are weird are the ones that where someone just has a breakdown and does something weird, like the guy in Miami who ate the face, who didn't have anything in his thing. They checked his system. He didn't have anything in his system.
He had a breakdown.
I think he had maybe weed in his system. I think that was it. But they thought he had meth and bath salts and all this shit, and he didn't. Did he just snap and go crazy?
Momentary possession.
Yeah.
I think you can be possessed for a short period of time and then wake up and go, what the hell did I just do?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
believe in it.
If
I
you believe
do.
in that stuff, I can see it.
I believe in it. Maybe I'm crazy. I just hope it doesn't get me one day.
You just never know because you also see stunning amounts of lack of reasoning from people. Where
Yes.
you're like, how can you not think this through? And it just 1 second be like, okay, let's talk through the options.
Yeah, some people are just not street smart either. They're dumb. They don't handle situation. They just can't. They cannot put it together emotionally. They are going to fall apart if they are tested.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just like, whoa, what are you doing, man? Crazy.
I do want to know
crazy.
what the order was, though. What did he order?
I want to know, was the guy in the drive-through that wasn't going fast enough for the customer with a gun, was the worker being sassy back, or was he trying to get the order done in 2 minutes? Was there an altercation that happened because the guy at Burger King said, F you, you'll get your Whopper when you get your Whopper, now shut the F up, and that's when he got shot.
I'd assume there was something. I mean, I can't imagine
If somebody
that
starts
is.
flailing a gun, though, I'm going to turn down my sassy.
Yeah.
Did the guy in Burger King get sassier and then get shot? Like, there's a lot of details I need.
Yeah, but still, let's say he calls you like, I'm not going to get your order at any time, asshole. And you're like, you still don't be like, all right, well, I'm going to shoot you.
I'm thinking if it's Burger King, it's probably the baked potato that took too long. If it's Wendy's, it's probably
You
the
don't
baked.
want to.
Burger
You
King.
just don't want to blame the Whopper.
Yeah, each fast food place does have certain
Has an
items
item that takes
takes a
longer.
little bit longer than normal. Like there's this one pizza place. I know if I order this one specialty pizza, it adds 30 minutes to my order. It does the Chicago deep dish. I like a deep pie sometimes.
Okay.
You would have loved this moment I had with Rocco over the weekend. So sometimes he goes up to Stewart to visit his grandma, and he went up to Stewart to visit his grandma the other day, and they drove past his favorite pizza place up in Stewart, My Pie.
Oh yeah, people have emailed me about that.
My Pie is closed.
Really?
Rocco was telling me about it when he got back home, and he started crying.
I get it, kid.
That's his favorite pizza place up in
wow.
Stewart. My Pie is closed.
There was a place back in Lake Park as a kid we'd go to, and I loved it. I think it was called Bentley's, and it was they had this drink called the Darth Vader drink, and all it really was a cherry Pepsi with a cherry in it and a sword, one of those plastic swords where they call it the Darth Vader.
yeah.
And I remember I was gonna go there for my birthday, and it closed down, and the same thing. Fucking tears, man.
Rocco couldn't believe it because we had to tell him, it was Corona. That's why My Pie closed. And he just couldn't believe it. Of everything Corona's taken
Yeah,
from him,
that was it. That was the
including
one.
kindergarten, that is the thing that made him snap. That Corona got My Pie.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace, my pie.
I get it. Corona's taking out a lot of stuff. Talking about breweries, they're hopefully going to be able to survive, at least some of them. I know that already one has been taken out by coronavirus. Mad Robot Brewing in Boca closed on July 6th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
If you had a tap room with no distribution, nobody's going to tap rooms right now, and you don't serve food in that tap room, you can't even open it.
It's weird. My brother lives in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and I was asking him about Corona and how's everything going up there. He goes, dude, it's different than what's going on in Florida. He said it's business as usual. He's been working.
They're back to normal?
He said it's kind of back to normal up in the Jersey area.
Depends upon where you are. They're trying to get the breweries cranked back open again, and it looks like that's going to be happening because they were like, wait, I don't get it because some of these guidelines you're coming out with is just freaking stupid. Why we couldn't open up, I don't know. And now state officials have decided the breweries that partner with food trucks on a food service license can reopen their tap rooms and are expediting those license applications. They say sometimes they're turning around in just a matter of hours to get these breweries cranked back open again so they can stay open. There's more than 300 craft breweries operating in Florida, and it had been booming. It was taking off, and now some of them are like, they were thinking maybe 100 of those 300 might close.
Yeah, my buddy was getting ready to try to open one of those barcade kind of a things.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't think I want to do that now, not with Corona going on.
Yeah, that's a whole different animal. I would definitely pump the brakes on that and wait. At least till you get to a point, because keep in mind, you got to disinfect those games, and there's a lot of issues going on.
I just don't think a lot of people, I know it looks like a lot of people going out because of social media, but in reality, a lot of people are still staying in. I mean, they're doing your basic grocery store, but a lot of people are not going out having a hoot.
Yeah. So it just kind of depends. But there are a lot of breweries that are cranking open. I think Matthew's has been doing business. Due South has been doing some business. So
Are they packed?
I wouldn't say packed, but, they're getting some business in there, and they need it because, they say traditionally before the pandemic, the to-go sales were only 10% of a brewery's revenue. So, you're trying to live on 10% of what you had been doing. That's tough to make it, keep your staff and to keep doing what you're doing. So hopefully this new, regulation will allow a lot of breweries to start opening back up again.
I'm excited to see Craft Beer Kev come around again. It's going to be nice to see him.
He'll be here
Yeah.
for a limited release Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday.
Does that mean we could possibly, and I'm just throwing it out there, a Thursday beer podcast? Is that pos?
You can.
You won't do it.
I got to drive.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm not saying get fucking
I
hammered.
want you to get hammered, and then so the queen has to drive you and is mad with you and starts your vacation.
We have to
Hold
take
on.
2 cars. Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
can't.
Okay, I'm not just making this up. Where we've had beers on the podcast before. I'm not expecting you to get fucking hammered.
No, I know. I can't. I have to drive to.
He's leaving Thursday.
Oh, okay,
Jacksonville,
all right.
yeah.
All
I
right.
don't
knew
wanna-
that.
I
He'd
don't
already
have an
told us
alcohol.
that. You never listen.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't fucking care. How about that?
Yeah, we're leaving Thursday right after the show, and then driving up to Daytona. And yeah, I've already, Kim's already like, hey, you got to drive 1 car. So she's like, "Don't be getting crazy with these bar stops." I'm like, I got it. I got it. Don't worry.
Well, the place you were going to stop in Brevard County is not there, so don't worry.
Yeah, the one thing somebody had said, it was in Brevard. We were talking about, the name escapes me, one of the breweries,
Starts
some
with
big
the
national.
O.
They do Dale's Pale Ale, Oscar Blues.
Oscar Blue.
And they said in Brevard, and it just said Brevard. I was like, Brevard. So when you think Brevard, I was just thinking Brevard, Florida, but I forgot it's Brevard, North Carolina. That's the name of the town. It's a small-ass little town, and I was thinking it really is just outside of Asheville. It's a small little town outside of Asheville, and I've been there, and I was like, it didn't click that was Brevard. So yeah, there's not one in Florida. But I got emails from Allison. She sent me some stops in Savannah. Thank you very much. Jamie had sent some stuff as well. He put down New Smyrna and Ponce Inlet. I don't know if we're going to be stopping those places, but he did put some Daytona Beach in there. So yeah, it's kind of cool. There's a lot of great stuff in all these Florida towns. So get out. And they have all got different stuff.
And you're taking 2 cars because you're leaving the Jeep in Atlanta
Yep.
with your son.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So then what are you going to drive? You're going to be carless again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gonna be hitching rides.
Are you getting a new car?
Not right away.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're going to be having a ride with the bird.
Yeah. Well, the queen will probably drop me up like I'm a little kid, but that's probably it. Gotta make it happen. Girl ain't got a job.
Yeah, when you lose one of your household incomes, then it's a little bit more difficult to go get a new car. You're like, ugh.
So we'll be making some automobile changes here soon.
Interesting. I like to know what you Ralstons have going on over there in your driveway. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah, that's what we got going on, Virginia. One less vehicle. Got an email here from David. He said, I heard you guys comparing Jason's wiffle ball game with V's trip to the Keys, and I think you guys didn't give Jason enough credit. My circle of family and friends leans closer to the 4 or 5 range of carefulness with the corona stuff. Sanitizer for everyone every single time we leave a public place. Never go out to eat, the whole 9 yards. I do not doubt for a second that Virginia was extremely careful, but I play sports with my few friends all the time, but at this point would definitely not go on a trip and stay at a hotel. Love you guys. It's David's thought on that.
Yeah, we're definitely going to play. If Panda wants to play, I'd love to have him. If not, that's cool too. If people have a problem with me playing wiffle ball, they can kiss my ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm not out there fucking murdering somebody. We're playing wiffle ball.
Yeah. Well, some people were set tight on that.
Some dick face already emailed me.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, it was me.
No, it was another dick face.
Many faces of dick.
Basically calling me a murderer, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, it was on the side of overdramatic. Yes.
Murderer.
That's why my attitude. When I read that, I was just like, I don't fucking care. Whatever. Think what you want to think about me. Kiss my ass.
Uh-oh. You're like the weatherman. You're snapping. You're snapping back.
Well, I mean, you're never going to get everybody happy. You know, some people are like, you got to fucking play wiffle ball, man. If you don't, you're a pussy. And then other people are like, you're going to be a murderer. I don't fucking care.
Please,
Yeah.
Can I be a pussy and a murderer?
Yeah. You just can't win.
Please yourself. That's about it. I've given you some positive stuff on the coronavirus earlier. We'll see, how it holds up. It's about long trends, but the percent of tests coming back positive fell below 10% in the state for the first time in 40 days. And things were looking good in Palm Beach County as well. I told you earlier, the percent of positive test results remaining below 10% happened for the 5th day in a row.
Nice.
Yeah, so if they could continue a 2-week trend of that, and more like if we could get to 5% in Palm Beach County, if you hit that trend 5% or less for 2 weeks, you're going to be talking about probably kids going back to school and all kinds of different stuff going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, positive K.
Yeah. No new deaths reported on Sunday, and somebody sent me a breakout. It was interesting because I told you on those 4 days where we had record deaths, 4 in a row in Florida, those deaths were going back at least like 3 weeks, sometimes longer, where it was like, and they just dumped them into those 4 days. So it made it look like everything was going to hell, but it was from a culmination of 3 different weeks.
Okay, so again, fudged.
Well, it's like
weird stat.
Well, you need to know the story behind the numbers. That's it, because people are seeing the numbers and they're freaking out and they're taking it like that means something. But it's like, dig a little deeper, because there's a story behind these numbers to what's going on. And then, my question was, I was really fascinated by the CBS 12 report that they had done. There was like 500 plus deaths on a spreadsheet they gave them. And when they looked at it, it was only like a fraction. I think it was like a fifth of those deaths were COVID-only deaths. So like 20% had just only been caused by COVID. Others had other factors, and that inspired this email from Shire from Loxahatchee Grove. She said, Kev, I attached an example of a Palm Beach County death certificate. This is where everybody gets confused. If you look at the form, you can see there are multiple lines for cause of death. There is primary cause of death and then several lines for contributing cause of death. So it is possible on the death certificate that COVID could be the primary cause of death, and the second line can say contributing factor is cancer. That death would be counted as a COVID death, even if it's on the secondary line. It would still be counted as a COVID death. So this is how people have multiple causes of death, and it's always been this way. It's nothing new. It's not political. People are getting all angry and saying it's conspiracy, but this is how it's always been done. If someone has cancer and then they die of a heart attack, the death certificate will say primary cause heart attack, secondary cause cancer.
What do you mean?
They'll both be counted. So
sometimes people get mad, and it's always been that way, and they're just finding out that it's always been done that way. What? Mm-hmm. They get pissed, but it's always been done that way.
Yeah, that's why with all this stuff, you got to get the whole story on it, because there's a lot of depth to every single number and every stat that you have to see it and fully understand it.
Well, it always goes back. I always go back to my math teacher that had the heart attack on his motorcycle. What killed him? Was it the heart attack or was it the motorcycle? Mm-hmm. I imagine the same thing in that situation. Both probably played a role in his death.
Yeah. And, they're saying that could be it with the coronavirus. It's exacerbating other issues that you have. And 40% of the population has pre-existing conditions. So that's what they're looking at. But it would be interesting just to see the ones where COVID's on the front line, not the second line. How many of those deaths are. Maybe we'll start getting that factor. Be nice to see. If you're still bored and trying to watch stuff, I know they're trying to reboot some movies and things that we're shooting. I know that The Rock had a Netflix production that they're going to try to do that bubble that's been apparently working a little bit with the NBA, where they would, quarantine basically the staff and the crew to make the movie.
They got some new good movies coming out on Netflix, too.
Oh, I love it.
In August.
Yeah.
Like what?
Jurassic Park, I think, is in there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was in there.
Mad Max.
How the fuck do you not like Jurassic Park? Who doesn't like dinosaurs? What the shit?
I don't like dinosaurs. They're too close to dragons. Don't like dragons either.
I mean, honestly,
right?
Who doesn't fucking like dinosaurs?
I don't like them.
That's insane.
Not a fan, huh?
Come on, man.
It's stupid. It's unrealistic.
Dinosaurs is unrealistic?
Yeah, it is.
Dino brains. All right.
You got Mad Max, Being John Malkovich, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Is that the Steve Carell one?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
No.
Mind. That's the one where they're in the van and it's a beauty pageant. It's a great.
That's Little Miss Sunshine.
That's Little Miss Sunshine?
Yeah, that's.
Well, maybe I get it
we
confused.
have it confused. We're not very bright.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, good commentary, bro.
Little Miss Sunshine.
And I'm talking to both of us, by the way.
I'll shut up.
I will too.
I'm not good at movies, Kevin.
Kevin, the floor is yours.
Okay, all right. I'll just take it from here, huh? You got The Never-Ending Story.
Never-ending story.
Oh.
Did you ever see that movie?
I did, with a big white fluffy dog animal.
You gotta like that shit. It's got all the shit you hate.
I liked it when I was little and dumb.
Okay. Little and dumb.
That's how I wish I can you bring her back? Can I get Fat Kevin and Little Dumb Virginia?
They're dead.
You have got Casino Royale, a Bond movie that is going to be hitting Netflix, and A Knight's Tale. Those are some of the ones that are going to be coming up here.
Have we seen Casino Royale? I don't think I've seen that one.
That's your boy in there, Craig.
Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
I do like a 007. I think he's classy. I think he has cool stuff. And it's like the luxury, fabulous side of all that, which I'm a big fan of.
I've never gotten into the James Bond franchise. I don't know if I've ever even seen a full James Bond movie.
I like how it's just fancy.
Yeah, it's really sophisticated. It's cool. It's a guy you want to be. Yeah, my dad loved him when I was a kid. I watched him, and I've watched pretty much all of them whenever they come out.
Okay, if you are someone like me who's never seen a James Bond movie, do you go from the beginning? Do you go? What would you start off with?
Well, I would start right now with one of the more recent ones. In fact, it might be a good idea since it's going to be on Netflix. If you have it, I would go like a Casino Royale. I was talking to my father-in-law. He's forever been a big Bond fan, and I said, "Who is your favorite?" And he said, Daniel Craig.
Oh.
He said, what's good about it that I like, and this is some smart commentary from a guy that's watched it a lot. He said Daniel Craig gets his ass kicked a lot. It's a lot more realistic. Like in a fight, he's getting beat up, and then he comes out with cuts, he's bleeding, he's tore up, he's feeling the effects through part of the movie, which is more realistic. Whereas the old Bond, he would get in these fights and nobody would touch him, and he was just always, and like his shirt wouldn't even be untucked, and he's gone through a massive fight. There was just some corniness to some of those. And now with your modern sensibilities, watching an older movie like that, it may be hard to suspend that, be like, this is kind of dumb. But I think if you watch a Daniel Craig, that they've really made it more contemporary, more realistic. And it's still awesome, and he's good at it. He's a very good Bond. So I would start with one of the more recent ones.
Sold me. I mean, shit.
You should just start with Octopussy.
It sounds hot.
Let me see other stuff that they've got. My oldest son, is watching this show called The Umbrella Academy on Netflix that he says is really good.
What's that about?
You would hate it. It's it's like time travel and things like that. Changing
She don't like dragons. She don't like.
It'd be more of a bird watch if anybody.
I liked Quantum Leap.
Damn, you old. Damn, you old.
Me and Denny's are Scott Bakula fans.
Quantum Leap was some corny shit, man.
My mom would watch Quantum Leap and then Touched by an Angel. I would have to tap out at Touched by an Angel. But I would watch Quantum Leap with her.
The one I would watch with Ann, do you remember the one with your boy, Landon?
Oh, Michael Landon.
The angel one. Heaven. It was such a good. It was about. He was an angel, and he was always around a guy with a Dodgers hat on.
Highway to Heaven?
Highway to Heaven.
Yeah.
That was me and Ann's cut. We loved watching. That was a good fucking show.
Linda loved that. My mom loved Highway to Heaven.
Well, it gave you a good feeling at the end.
Yeah.
You know, it gave you hope.
Makes you miss Michael Landon when you think about it.
It does. It's
Way too soon he died.
yeah, it makes you miss it. Your innocence.
And I just saw on Netflix they got Killing Hasselhoff. Anybody check that out? Know what that's about?
Has he signed off on that or?
What's it about?
That's a good question. I don't know. It
'Cause
looks like it's.
If it's a documentary or a movie with him, I'm out. If it's something where they get raw and deep, I'm in.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what that is. Maybe something to check out. I'll put it on my list and see what the hell it's all about.
If it's the Hoff doing his craft, I'm not sure I'm in.
Not down with that.
I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm. I got another suggestion here from Benton. Said, hey, Kev, just wrapped up a pretty good series. It's basically Amazon Prime's answer for Narcos on Netflix. It's a power struggle to take control of a massive drug business along with the broker's struggle to transport the drugs while this takeover is occurring. This takes place between Italy, Mexico, and Virginia's beloved New Orleans. Must watch. The name of the show is 000.
Okay, easy to remember.
Mm-hmm.
I started getting into Ozark. I got to season 3.
Okay. What are you thinking so far?
I got back into it. It got me again. The
Okay.
ending of season 2 was good, and I'm going into season 3, the one that everyone's creaming their jeans over.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see when they get that back up and cranking.
I think they got one more season coming for Ozark.
Yeah, I think that's it. It might be a 2-parter kind of thing that they're going to be doing with it. So there you go. So some good suggestions if you guys are still doing binge watching. I know people aren't doing as much as they were when they started the pandemic.
Yeah, I can tell that people are going out and living their life because I went out northern part of Palm Beach County, the Palm Beach Gardens area, and holy shit, was it just busy AF.
When I dropped Mags off at the beach, it wasn't so busy. But when I went to go pick Mags up yesterday from the beach, it was packed.
Oh, North Lake Boulevard, PJ Boulevard, it looked like regular again. It was so much traffic.
I know this is what happened to me. I got so wrapped up in Isaias, I forgot about Corona, kind of. And I know it's impossible to completely forget about Corona, but I kind of forgot about it. I 75% forgot about Corona.
See, I forgot about the hurricane. I didn't even think about it.
You don't have a house. If you have a house, you have to do all kind of shit.
I've lived here my entire life. And I just knew that it wasn't going to be, even if it was going to hit us, it wasn't going to be anything that bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, there's a lot of lessons to be learned from this pandemic. And I think that everything in life is a ratio. And I think that hopefully, our leaders have learned is that when you have a pandemic, there has got to be a death level to how long you can keep people cooped up. And people were talking about the 1918, flu pandemic that happened that killed 50 to 100 million people. That's a lot more death than what we got going on right now. People are not seeing enough death. They're not scared enough to stay inside, and they've gone stir crazy. And, if they had friends or family members and people like that were dying of what was COVID, I mean, like the COVID photo where the person has the tubes in their throat and all that kind of stuff. If you were seeing that and you started knowing people around you, or we had celebrities that, regularly were dying of this and of younger age.
Yes.
Right now, that's just where it is. That's why I understand why people feel the way they feel, because they're looking around. The ratio is not lined up correctly. Because people are now saying,
the temperament doesn't match what's really going on, and you're right, because if you saw somebody, if you saw celebrities dropping dead and they were younger, people would be losing their minds. They'd be freaking out.
They would really be abiding by everything, and they'd be taking this a lot more seriously.
That's not happening though.
Yeah, I mean, in sensitive commentary of the day, it's just there's not enough death to get people to that level where you're going to see a majority of people.
And any death is awful.
Yes, absolutely.
But you're right. If you don't know anybody,
it's a ratio.
It's not hitting your backyard, so to speak, and you feel good and your friends feel good. People you're seeing what's happening. They're leaving.
Yeah, my daughter had a friend that she hasn't seen for a while who tested positive for coronavirus. And the only reason why she knew was she bit into something. She didn't taste anything. She's like, that's weird. And her mom's like, you should go get tested. And her sense of smell and taste went away. She says, I don't feel the least bit sick. She's quarantined up and all that kind of stuff for the 14 days. She's got coronavirus. It came back positive. She's like, I feel fine. I don't have a fever. I'm like not achy. I'm good. I just can't taste anything.
The thing that keeps, but the argument is, you guys don't know the long-term effects Corona does, blah, blah, blah. And you are a murderer. You can't play wiffle ball.
Yeah,
you can't play wiffle ball, or you shouldn't play wiffle ball.
Both.
Because those both may apply.
Can't and should's two different things.
I haven't picked up a ball in a while. I may not be able to play wiffle ball anymore.
He can't play wiffle ball well.
Yeah. So for a lot of people that aren't on a Form 5, you're going to need to get those studies out pretty quickly and show numbers saying that we are seeing some permanent damage happening on a certain amount of people. Like, it's got to be a solid percent, and it's got to be younger, and before it really gets through. And there's got to be a certain level of death. If that ratio starts to work itself out, then yes, people go back to, I'm going to board up, I'm not going to go out, I'm not going to blink.
Yeah, people may not
wear a mask in the shower.
People may not like what you're saying or even agree with it, but I think you're 110% right with what you're saying.
It's the truth. I mean, you don't have to like it, but it's the truth of what's going on and why people are set the way they are.
I don't know if this bitch is telling the truth, but there's a girl on my Facebook. I'm not friends
She's
with
lying.
all my friends on Facebook. You know, a lot of them are people that I don't know that well. And this girl is one of them, but she's posting videos of her in the shower. She said she had corona in March. I also don't know if that's real. And now she is posting pictures of her in the shower pulling out clumps of hair as she's shampooing it. She said, here's one of the side effects of corona they don't tell you about, massive hair loss. And she's got clumps of hair in her hands. I'm like, I am not a cute girl facially. I need hair. I'm one of those girls that needs hair.
But do you also think that she could be lying? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know her that well, so I can't vouch for. She's not trying to scare people on Facebook. It could be that.
But do you think it's possible someone's being untruthful on social media?
That's why I didn't say it was a fact. I'm just telling you, I don't know this bitch, but she is certainly not faking losing her hair. It looks real. And then she pans to her head, and it's like, you know when a dog gets mange? There's like patches where she has no hair like she has mange. And I'm like, fuck that. If that's a side effect of corona, I still am scared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't heard that.
I cannot deal with massive hair loss.
I will give you some of my hair. I got plenty of it.
I would take it.
Yeah, that's how you get me. You know, I'm calling in. I won't be back
You're
until
quarantined until it's
I won't be back till next
hair
year.
loss? No, thank you.
Taste loss is nothing. Hair loss, I'm out.
You can take my sense of taste for a few weeks. I think you get it back. Taste comes back and smell comes back. The people that have lost it are all posting that it came back.
The people who were emailing, though, they about me when I lost my sense of smell and taste, they are right. I mean, I could not eat and taste anything for a good 10 days. Remember how long it was? It was. I just wish I remember what month that was. I can't remember if that. I thought it was a few months before Corona was even talked about. And that'd be something if I had it.
Yeah, you should have got the antibody test as soon as we thought about it. That's why I went and got it, because I was like so curious.
Well, you're better.
Yeah, I am. And I have MD now as a sponsor, so they did it for free.
Well, there you go.
I did find this. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention doesn't list hair loss as a symptom of COVID-19, but some doctors have noticed the condition among their patients.
Oh, okay, so we don't have an answer. Imagine that.
But this girl said it was months later. So, like, I think she was saying she had the corona back in March, and it wasn't even that bad of a corona, if I remember correctly. But now she said the hair falling out in clumps in July has, obviously shook her to the core, like any woman.
Yeah, it says the condition usually lasts for about 6 months, with patients losing up to half the hair on their scalp.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Half the hair. I'm already like thinning tremendously. when Justin touches my hair, he's like, yeah, you're normal, You've probably had about 30 to 40% thinning. And then you remember I had the mommy makeover, and that makes your hair thin too. So your hair has to recover from major surgery, and it's already getting older. So I don't need to kick it in the balls and get corona.
Yeah, they suggest that women in their 40s and 50s are more likely than other groups to develop chronic telogen effluvium.
What? Is that just fancy for hair loss?
I think so, yeah. But anyway, so I guess that could, and that's what Jaybird was saying earlier, is just the unknowns.
The unknowns.
Yeah, and that's about the only thing. But that's why if you're finding these out, reputable places need to put out these stories, because if they become the knowns, then maybe people will treat it more seriously.
But there is no way for us to know yet, because think about it. We're just now going into 6 months. We're almost 6 months of realizing, oh shit, corona is in the U.S. and this is real.
So when the Spanish flu happened, they always talk about that second wave. What ended up? Did they end up getting a vaccine for it? I know we talked about it a while ago, but is that what, or did it just go away?
No, I think they did do a vaccine. They say typically vaccines take a couple of years. It didn't seem like the vaccine was around, or the flu was around, at least that strain. Because I think the strain does change and then it keeps coming back. And I think that really was one of our first big introductions of the flu. And we've had the flu now, of course, ever since that time.
I mean, in a sense, cancer kind of there's no cure for it, right? They don't have a cure. Do they have?
They don't have a cure for cancer.
They don't have a
now.
cure for cancer.
You can't catch it from a guy who's got it.
That's
the difference.
That I understand. Yes.
It's not like if you have cancer, I can't go to the hospital and see you because I'm going to get the cancer.
That's crazy how they still can't get.
I know.
With cancer, man.
And some of them, they have had very big improvements. But then there's some, like, the bone cancer that you get inside of your bone that is very scary. And they're just like, why? Like, why can't... Some of them we can fix and some of them we can't.
I wonder what other diseases we've had in the past where it took them a shit ton of time to finally get the vaccine. And
AIDS.
And I don't think...
And now it's super awesome suppressive medication that they can take, like somebody who's got HIV, they can take medicine to where when you test their blood, you can almost not even find the HIV in their blood. It can suppress it to that extreme of a level now. That's how far the advancements in that medicine have come.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
A lot of people died because they could not get it under control, but now they've got medicine that will make it so minimal in your bloodstream that it's almost undetectable.
So they have almost basically a cure for HIV, but they don't have one for herpes. Isn't that
weird?
It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just read today there's some other diseases that are, we kind of like had our eye off the ball, that HIV was one of the ones that's making a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah, that's not good.
During the last couple of months. So.
Well, you wonder too, like if all the scientists are focused on COVID right now.
I think that's part of it. I think there are a lot of people that's why they keep stressing to people that if you have something that is a serious pre-existing condition, they're freaked out and they don't want to go to the hospital or anywhere to get medical care because they're so afraid of coronavirus, saying, no, don't think that way. Be more afraid of your underlying condition than coronavirus. You can't ignore that because they're seeing a lot more people dying now from that
Heart
pre-existing condition.
Diabetes.
Because they're not going in to get a treat. It's like, I have a pre-existing, I'm not going anywhere where there might be COVID. And they're like, no, you're ignoring and you're neglecting your health by doing that. It's better to go in and take your chance with the COVID to get treated like you need to than to just let your underlying condition go unchecked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Somebody had wanted to know about Mags' punishment. Have you decided? We didn't get to a definitive answer at the end of the regular show.
Well, I decided that she's not going to the beach. She made all these plans to go today, and she had a special meetup planned with some friend, and I'm kiboshing all of it. She's not going anywhere. She's going to stay home, and she's going to finish cleaning the car that she didn't even finish cleaning.
She said she cleaned it on the air.
Well, she lied because I'm gonna take you downstairs right now and show you the sandy towel I saw in the back this morning as I was getting out of the car.
All that from Mamma Mia. How about
She's
that?
seen Mamma Mia before. It wasn't about Mamma Mia.
No, of course not.
There's some little boys sniffing around, so that's what I'm watching.
Okay, so between Caitlin and Magnolia, they're going to give us Corona.
I've been saying that. I said.
And over here, I've been acting like a choir boy. Being so good, Kevin.
Let me see your phone. Let me see how good you've been being. Something tells me you've still been sexting.
That's doing it right. That's the safe
I know,
way.
but that's no choir boy.
Well, that's choir boy light. Yeah. Have I sexted during the pandemic? Yeah, maybe I have.
I would love to deep dive in.
Good luck. You ain't gonna get them goods.
Not with the bird.
Yeah.
He's a trap over there.
Yeah. Unlike you, I actually like sex.
Damn, you ended the podcast on that.
Well, we got to end sometime.
Mic drop.
All right. Thank y'all for locking in. You have a great Monday. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.